Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. And today we're going to be doing a reaction video to, I saw this crazy video about this woman on a podcast, the whatever podcast, talking about broke men shouldn't date, broke men shouldn't have a lineage. This is insane. This is just insane. Anyway, without further ado, let's just get into this.
Sure. Well, so you think so? Oh,
Yeah.
did we go around the table fully?
No, we
oh,
haven't.
so
I
do you think broke men should not date? I think you did. We gave you. You said they should not.
I don't think they should. You should focus on your other stuff, and then dating will be easier, and it's just a timing thing.
Kind of like what you were saying.
Short answers if
Yes,
you can,
yes.
guys.
Even if you're rich before, no. If you're broke now, you should not. You can't.
Shouldn't be dating.
You can't. Are you investing that at least any of your money into you? That's the main thing that I think about.
I think that if they have something lined up to provide, like in the soon future, then it's fine to date if you're broke. Because like college students, they date all the time and they're
fair
broke, but
point.
they have something lined up. I've dated one, and I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, most people in college they don't have money. You know.
I mean, I had to provide for a little bit, and then it was fine after that. I mean, they provide after that. You do what you have to do if you really love someone.
I don't know. I don't care that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't-
So you'd be fine with
I mean,
a broke guy dating.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like.
I would be fine as well if I'm looking for dating. If I'm looking for transaction,
Transaction.
like we talked about like sugar daddies before, and if it's like a relationship lined up in the transaction, that's one thing. But if you're looking
Can
for
you scoot your
connection
mic this way a little
and
bit?
dating,
No, scoot
that's
your-
a different
scoot-
thing.
No,
Like my
not you.
husband was
Can
broke.
you scoot your mic
Yeah.
this way? Go ahead.
Yeah, when we started dating, my husband was broke.
Okay.
So
I mean, I don't think they shouldn't be dating. I think that.
Wait, are you married or in a relationship?
I'm married.
Oh,
Oh, you're married. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on.
I think that's-
Oh, wait. I thought, okay, because you said you were in a relationship. If
no
I
one
didn't
said
know
I'm
you-
married.
No, she said she was married.
really?
Mhm.
Four
Yeah.
years.
Oh, I
4 years, right?
I wrote that down
4
wrong.
years, yeah.
I knew I heard relationship 4 years, but I didn't hear married. Okay, so we got married. Wow, okay, that's new for
A
the
lot of
whatever
married women.
whatever podcast. We have chronically single people mostly. Okay.
I feel rushed. Okay, I get like the point. I think that in the best case scenario, men maybe should focus on their finances before they pick like their life partners. But I don't think it necessarily has to I mean, I do believe in building together with your partner too. So, I mean,
Should broke men date?
should broke men date? It's just the thing is like how broke though? Like, are they like?
Broke, just whatever your sense of broke is.
It's just like such a weird like.
Like, would you accept an ice cream date for the first date?
I totally would.
Yeah.
What? An ice cream date? An ice cream date has become something negative now? An ice cream date is not something negative. What is wrong with these women today? And the boldness that she said it, would you accept an ice cream date? What the Jesus Christ. This is unbelievable. This is really unbelievable. Anyway, let's keep going.
I would.
No, I would
Oh.
accept an ice
What is
cream
that?
date.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Best ever.
Uh-oh, Carla, they're turning on
No,
you.
no, no, good.
They're
Yeah.
turning
No,
on
no,
you.
Yeah,
fine.
no,
That's
ice
fine.
cream
Is
date.
that broke?
The type of date does not mean
Oh, I
whether or not
see.
he's
Okay.
broke. It's
Yeah,
more so
I agree.
kind of like, hey, do you need me to pay every time we go out?
Yes.
Hey, are we limited on what we can do because of your income, your financial
sure.
situation, and do I have to cover your
Okay.
back? Yeah.
So, question for Carla. What about getting married? So, broke men shouldn't date. I assume definitely shouldn't get married, right?
In their
What? Yeah. No.
Wait, question.
Can't pay for the
What
wedding.
about having kids? Should broke men have kids?
No, no. That's a tough one. You can't.
I
You
will
just
say
fight
there
it.
are men who do the same thing, right? Where it's like they have women taking care of them. So I do think that if there's someone out there that will love you and you guys can help each other, then do it, because there are broke men getting married to rich women. But like,
Quick points.
My stepdad made $1,600 a month, but he was the best dad I could ever ask for.
Aw, I
That's
love
beautiful.
Yeah, so I mean, it really depends. If because my parents, I come from a combined, like I'm adopted. I have my stepdad adopted me. My dad and my mom was a single mother of two, and my dad was a single father of one. So like it really just depends. Like if I'm, and I've said this before in my videos, like if I'm coming into a relationship childless, I'm expecting for my partner to come into the relationship childless as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But are you saying like should broke people not? Why? I don't know if it's should say broke men or broke people. Perhaps it could be the case of both. But do you think broke men should not have kids? Maybe I should.
Yeah, they
say,
should. I mean, they shouldn't. Like what?
Shouldn't. Okay.
Yeah, they shouldn't. That poor baby, like poor kids.
Yeah.
What type of life do you want them to be raised?
So we should get rid of 90% of people in Africa. We should get rid of 90% of people in Asia. Well, not 90, maybe 60. Maybe 60. Asia is I think it's the second. The continent, I'm not talking about the countries, I'm talking about the continent itself, like all of it, the amalgamation of all the Asian countries. Most of them are poor. So we should get rid of that. Middle East should go very quickly, except like the 1% of people there. And then what else? Where else we got? Oh, Latin America. Countries like Brazil, Argentina, these are third world countries. They all should go. What is this woman smoking? Broke people shouldn't. If that was the case, we wouldn't be here as a species, because our ancestors were broke. Our ancestors didn't have much. It was the 0.0000001% of people that actually had something, that actually had that was able to protect and provide. So if that was the case, if that if that was the case, we all should go. We wouldn't be here because our ancestors would have been extinct, because they are broke, they are poor, they're in poverty, they can't have children, they can procreate. Have this chick lost? I mean, the audacity of this chick, and it's not even about the chick. Trust me, it's not even about this one. It's about the men around her, because she's married. Surprisingly, shockingly, she's married. This chick that is married, I'm sure she has had this conversation several times about this conversation to her husband, and her husband approved it, agreed on it, let her come into a podcast that has thousands and millions of people are going to view this and say this sort of garbage. I don't hold her. She's a woman. I don't really expect much from them, but the man in her life, she says she comes from a two-parent household. She has a stepdad. I mean, go figure. But she has a mom, a stepfather, and a husband. The men in her life, what, like, how did they let this get out? Because I'm sure they've heard this conversation before. I'm sure she has heard it. She has had this conversation with them several times, and they agreed with it. Poor people shouldn't procreate. Poor people shouldn't date. Poor people shouldn't get married. The logic doesn't track, because if the logic tracks, we wouldn't be here. We would be extinct. All of us. Africa wouldn't exist. Most of Asia wouldn't exist. Latin America would go. This is insane. All right, let's keep going.
That like broke men shouldn't have a lineage. Period.
Yeah.
Broke men shouldn't have a lineage.
What? What in God's name? What? Broke man shouldn't have a lineage. Oh, I gotta, like, this is ridiculous. Let's keep going.
They shouldn't.
That's
No, they shouldn't. My dad's a broke
That's,
man.
that is fine.
Yeah, my
That
dad's
was,
a broke man, and he has 4 kids from 4 different.
Broke men should not have a lineage.
Think
They
about it.
shouldn't.
Think
Why are
about
they
it.
procreating?
I am with you,
they can't
but
afford
that's
it.
crazy.
It's tough
extra.
to listen to. It's tough, but think about it.
But poor does not mean they wouldn't take care of their kids.
Okay,
That's
the way
maybe
you
I'm-
do one thing is the way that you do everything. I'm not saying, like, again, going back to, like, if you're 40
well-
and you're 45 and you're broke, like, hello, it's a very fine and thin line that we're crossing here. But I think from all the things that we've seen time and time again, single mothers, like, I just want that suffering to stop, and it comes and it stems from broke men.
Well, there's single. Well,
not just
necessarily.
financially, but
I
mentally
want
as
to point
well.
out, like, you guys are both from Orange County, right? Which is a fairly wealthy,
Affluent, yeah.
very affluent area. And it sounded like what you guys said earlier was that a lot of these parents are kind of out of the picture a little bit, even though
I
they're very
mean,
wealthy. and
Yeah,
well
depending
off.
on who you are in Orange County.
Sure,
I
not
didn't have
everybody. I'm
that.
not saying
Yeah.
all wealthy people are just totally checked out, but even having wealthy parents doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily be good parents.
Oh,
Money is not
absolutely.
medicine.
My
right?
mom-
like money is not medicine,
Yeah,
and money
and
is not
so-
the Bible.
Right.
Before
Yeah.
my mom
I agree.
died, she was the best mother she was able to be, but she had no money. I mean, I was cooking potatoes for 2 weeks on my own.
Right.
Like, she was broke, but she was the best.
But
mom
you
she
saying
could be.
broke people should not have a
But she was a
lineage?
mom.
I'm not saying broke people.
No.
Oh, you said
A
broke
man.
men. You said
Men
broke men should not have a
specifically.
lineage.
And listen. I know
That's
that
a hot
I know
take.
it is it's a
Jeez.
very hot take, but listen again,
Christ.
even if you're wealthy or even if you're rich with money doesn't mean that you're really rich.
Wait, I have a
internally.
follow-up question. Let's say you were the dictator of America. Would you ban poor men? Like, would you ban
Yes.
poor men from having children?
Yes.
I love you.
So
I'm
here's a question. Here's a question. Wait. I got. Hold on.
Baby.
I'll let you guys come in, but I have quite a few follow-up
Bless
questions
your
here. So,
heart. Oh my
so do
gosh.
you think if anybody is on any sort of, and I'm going to shout out Andrew Wilson from the Crucible here because he helped. He helped me out a little bit with this. But do you think if let's say the man or perhaps even the woman, if they're on any sort of government or state assistance, that they should not date or have children? Because they're poor and
Well,
I mean,
well,
I'm
define it.
almost
There's like
duplicating
the
my
veterans get help.
sure. I'm saying like perhaps just someone
It's
who's
just
not a
such
veteran.
a,
who's on
it's just
food
such
stamps.
a,
Yeah.
Food stamps.
I mean, I feel like it's almost redundant to be asking this question because you've already said that.
Well,
broke
no, I
people-
think, okay, well, first of all, I know that this is going to sound very awful because of the current economy and with inflation. I understand all those points and I get it.
Don't
So-
walk back.
No, I'm
Don't
not.
walk
No,
it
no,
back.
I'm not. But the thing is, like, I also don't want to ignore the fact that what we just stated that America is the best country in the world.
Hold on just a
Yvonne
sec.
Jackson donated $100. The one that was lucky enough to be adopted into a wealthy family, telling broke men specifically they shouldn't procreate, is the irony I needed today.
Who was adopted?
Actually,
Adopted.
I was adopted.
by our
Wait, but-
stepdad.
Whoa,
By
you
our
said you were
stepdad.
adopted
No,
by
no,
your.
no, but he wasn't
father?
wealthy though. Okay, so
But your mom, your mom is
my biological mother, but my stepdad adopted me at age
yeah. I think,
17.
but he's for clarification. I don't think you were adopted in the sense that you were an orphan.
No.
Yeah.
Wasn't an orphan.
No. Okay. And was your family, your stepdad and your mom, were they?
They weren't wealthy. They grew up to be. But again, that's what I'm saying.
But
Like
you turned out
exactly.
well,
Yeah, absolutely.
despite the fact that it sounds like perhaps your parents weren't like the most
They
financially.
weren't. They
But
were.
so why ban?
So no.
So your
Listen,
dad
so my-
should-
How old were you when
Oh.
your stepdad came into your life?
I was.
That's not particularly relevant. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So when my parents met, again going to the building thing, they weren't making a lot of money. Like my mom was on welfare. I've lived that life with my mom, and then my dad came into the picture, 2 incomes, and my dad worked his way up because my mom was like, I'm not working. I'm staying with the kids.
Wait,
And
your parents were on welfare.
No. My parents
you said-
weren't.
you
My
said-
parents weren't on welfare. My mom was on welfare.
Okay.
When my dad came into the picture, he made life.
Wait, so it's
better
okay
for
for
us.
women to be on welfare, but not for men to
you
be
have
on
children.
welfare.
So listen, but
If you-
the matter of fact is that a lot of men step out of
I
the
wanna say a
children's
lot
life.
of
My mom
stuff.
had to
I'm
do
just
what
waiting
she
for this
needed to
video
do,
to
and that's why
finish.
I'm saying broke men shouldn't be dating because you end up with situations.
I see
like
what you're
this.
saying. I do see what you're
Yes.
saying.
100%.
But if you're saying, so you said broke men should not have a lineage. I feel like if we follow that, and again, shout out to Andrew Wilson here from the Crucible. If we follow that to its logical conclusion, you would eliminate most African American families and most African American children and other racial minority groups, as they are the ones who are most heavily dependent upon government assistance.
But I think
Demographically, to help, I'm
no, no, and I
literally
agree.
verbatim. I want to give full credit to Andrew Wilson here.
And
I'm
I
giving
agree.
full credit
I totally agree. I'm not saying that this isn't a matter of fact. But again, I blame the public education system. I'm not blaming men at all. I don't think it's the man's fault. I think that the blame is on the public education system and the way that our culture is set up. So I do have a lot of compassion. Again, I'm a POC. I'm a person of color. And if it wasn't for the decisions and the discernment that my mom made for her lineage to be with a man who was a good man, he might have been, I don't want to say he was broke at the time, but he might have not been making as much money as he is now. But he was a wealthy man with his character. They got to the point where they were able to raise a family,
Sure. But like, and again, full credit to Andrew Wilson here. Saying that broke men should not have a lineage, broke people should not have children. I mean, full credit, Andrew Wilson here. You've just outlined a eugenics program. You're a eugenicist.
Well, I think that you just set me up on a trap
Oh,
here, and I
poor
want to
you.
take a moment to.
Oh, poor you. You've just been set up after you said the most ridiculous, the most senile, the most dumb thing anyone has ever heard before. But play the victim. Oh, you've been set up. Get the F out of here. Like, she's married. Guys, she's married. Somebody saw this, looked at her, had conversations with her. She said all this word vomit. And then he approved and said, you know what? I'm going to make you the mother of my children. I'm going to give you my last name. And then I'm going to give you a ring. This is insane. A man approved of this. A man approved of this. What does that say about us? If a woman could have this sort of mentality and then a man approves it, what does it say about us as men? Because she's married. Could you imagine being on a date with this chick and she would look down on you if you take her to an ice cream date, a coffee date, because she thinks she's all that. I mean, look at this chick. Mediocre at best. Look at this. Look at this freaking chick. She think, what the? Oh God! My God! Oh, this is crazy.
Like, gather up my thoughts. I'm not saying that I know that I said that broke men shouldn't have a lineage, but what I'm saying, based off of my experience, the limited experiences that I had, is that if we were more accountable with men to have and to build a life of like success, and instead of focusing on dating so early on, and they focus on working hard.
I gotta stop the video here. This is just vomit. She's just vomiting, and it's kind of nauseating to listen to. In any society, when you go to any society, the women of that society is just a reflection, a mirror of what the men approve, of what the men are into, and of what the men tolerate. If this woman is a married woman, that says a whole lot about us that live in this country. That says a whole lot about us as men that live in this country, because this is the most ridiculous, this is the most stupid, this is the most senile, this is the most dumbest thing I've ever heard. This is just all vomit from a chick, and she's married. Anyway, if you like the video, please hit that like button, hit the share button, leave your comments down below. I would love to read them. And if you may, please subscribe. You have a good one.